Hey guys, it's me again for another movie review video. Last week you saw me review The Tale of Despero. This week I will be reviewing yet another movie that I have yet to see and another one that I can't believe I haven't seen yet, which is The Man in the Iron Mask. This is basically there have been actually two other they did make two more of these. Before this one, there were two previous ones made. One in 1939, one in 1977. I don't know if I'll see those, but we'll see. This is sort of in the same realm of the Three Musketeers and whatnot, because it's basically the same character. You got the three, well, I guess you could say four Musketeers. You got the and the guys that are in this movie. Leonardo DiCaprio plays King Louis XIV. Jeremy Irons plays the one of the Musketeers, Aramis. John Malkovich plays another one of the Musketeers, Athos. Gerard Depardieu plays Porthos, who is one of the Three Musketeers, and Gabriel Byrne plays, that's Byrne, he plays the legendary D'Artagnan in this movie. The movie is set in 1662. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to read off what it says on the back of the cover. It is a time of both splendor and despair. France's self-serving King Louis XIV, Leonardo DiCaprio, enjoys the riches of the world while his people die of starvation. Believing he is all-powerful, Louis fears no one, except the one person who could bring his reign to an end, the man he imprisoned for eternity behind a mask of iron. And for those who maybe haven't seen this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio plays two parts in this. He plays two roles in this movie. Basically, he plays the king, and then he also plays his twin brother Philippe, who obviously King Louis imprisons in an iron mask as soon as he realizes that this brother of his exists. Because for the majority of his life, he thought he was an only child, and on his father's deathbed, he revealed the existence of a twin brother to both him and the queen mother. The mother wanted to restore his birthright, Philippe's birthright, but King Louis was like, no, that's not happening. I'm king, and I'm not going to have some brother of mine try to overthrow me. And so we had his brother imprisoned in an iron-up mask, in a mask of iron. So that's basically where this story begins. Almost immediately in the movie, we are made known to a character named Raoul, who is the son of Athos, played by John Malkovich. He wants to follow in his father's footsteps and become a musketeer, and has put in an application to become a musketeer. He is engaged to a woman named Christine, although the king, once seeing Christine for the first time, immediately thinks to himself, I want her as my own. I don't care if she's engaged to some other man. I want her, and that's basically what they're showing. And this movie, while it is a movie, it is based loosely on historical stuff, and so obviously the character of King Louis XIV, the way they portray him in the movie, is not that much different from the way he was apparently perceived in real life. He was most of what they show King Louis XIV to be in this movie, someone who is not obviously what I just said, self-serving. He cares only about himself mostly. And apparently that's the way he was in real life. the real life King Louis XIV. And so he wants Christine for himself, and so how he does this is he has Raoul ordered back to the front lines of battle because they are at this point in time fighting the Dutch. And so he calls Raoul back to military service, has him placed at the front of the vanguard. Raoul gets hit by a cannon and dies. So basically now there's nothing stopping the king from having his way with Christine. But then all throughout the movie, she is constantly feeling guilty for what she's doing because she still loves Raoul. Eventually, the king proves to be too much for the three musketeers, Porthos, Athos, and Aramis. And Athos losing his son just confirms to him that this king is not worthy of being king. He's not worthy of serving this king. So what Porthos, Athos, and Aramis plan to do is they plan to spring the man in the iron mask out of jail, which happens to be the king's twin brother Philippe. And what they do is they train Philippe in the ways of the king, in the ways of royalty, so that they can eventually switch Philippe for the current king. And at first, D'Artagnan is against this idea. He is of the belief that any king can be good, that any man can be a good man, and he believes that King Louis XIV can be a good king. But eventually he realizes, no, this, as much as I want to believe it, this is just not going to happen. And so what happens is that at a masquerade ball is where they switch Louis and Philippe. It all goes well. It all is going well until Christine interrupts the proceedings, accusing the king of killing the man she loved, Raoul, and obviously what made D'Artagnan realize that this was not the real king was that Philippe told Christine, "However I have wronged you, I will make amends." Obviously, the king, Louis, would never say anything like this. He knows the king is not a gracious man. He's not a man to show mercy to anybody. Eventually, King Louis has his brother ordered into another mask of iron, although the three musketeers, Porthos, Athos, and Aramis, do spring him out of jail once again, and then they fight off the king's musketeers before D'Artagnan joins them, and then confesses to Philippe that he is Philippe's father, and I'm guessing the father of King Louis too, because he had apparently had an affair with the Queen Mother because he loves her. And they share several scenes together, and the Queen Mother and D'Artagnan share a few scenes together, just by themselves. Then, as Louis tries to kill his own brother, D'Artagnan gets in the way, and so Louis kills D'Artagnan, and eventually they switch King Louis and King Philippe again, So now Philippe is the king, and Louis the 14th is the one wearing the Iron Mask. And the movie ends with them, with Philippe, his mother, and the three musketeers all crowding around D'Artagnan's grave, and that's how the movie ends. The movie itself is great. I were to rate it a 4 out of 5. It is an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely watch it. It's a great movie. And that's about it for me. And I don't know what my next movie review video will be about, but I will see you guys next time. And until that time, peace. Bye, guys.